Hey, what is going on, guys? So we are 8 months down, and I am super excited. We're also 34 weeks down, so this is a great time because we are growing, we are scaling very, very fast, and literally the team has lit a fire, underneath the virtual assistant's butt, and they've been pumping out the results. So with that, we're gonna get right into it. All right, guys. So we are 8 months down, and I just wanted to go over a few things real quick before we jump into the video. The first thing is, I leave comments down below, and the reason why it's in the description is because I want you guys to be able to reach out to me, and so I can provide the best service to help you get started with a really high quality automated Amazon service provider. And so with that, definitely read the description, send a message to my Facebook account, my personal one, and then also add me as a friend, and I will make sure to answer any questions that I can and really help you out in the best way that I possibly can. The reason why I say this is because I've had people, comment, show me. I send them how to get in contact with me, and they never reach out to me. So, I want to be able to provide the best service, but I'm super busy. And, in return, I just ask you guys to do one thing, which is to send me a message on Facebook. So thank you. I won't take up too much of your time. I'm going to jump right into this because it's super exciting, and it's pretty crazy how fast we've been ramping things up. So with that, I'm going to show you the total store's health of, our overall sales from getting started till now. All right. So what that says is we've sold a total of 328 items. Of course, altogether, we've had 394 items sold, but we've had some items returned. And so that's why those numbers are different. Ordered product sales is $20,935.46. Our average units per order item is 1.2, and average sales per order item is $63.83. So with that, I'm going to jump right into the Amazon Seller app and show you what we've done this week and also what we've done today. All right, so that says $2,276. We're up 53% from last week, and that's just, in the past 7 days. Now I'm going to show you the past 30 days so you can get an idea of what the scaling looks like so far.
I just like the sound of it.
All right, so the past 30 days, as you can see, we were under $100 in sales. Then we jumped up above 100, and we hovered around there for a while, went up to 300, dropped back down to below, right at 100 roughly, and then dropped down below it. And then lately we've been doing anywhere from 200 all the way up to $500 in sales. Yesterday we did over 500. Today we're at $593 in sales. So it's just super exciting because we went from a store that was selling $2,500 in a day all the way down to selling nothing because our store got suspended. And that is when we transitioned service providers. All our virtual assistants were ran by a different team because the other service provider did not uphold their end of the contract. And so with that, there's been a lot of ups and downs. I'm not going to say that road was easy. There's a lot of problems along the way. The most recent problem that I've had is that now that I'm selling so much on a consistent basis, my credit card companies are always texting me and saying, hey, is this fraudulent activity? Is this legit? Is this legit? And they hold the funds. They literally block after a certain amount of purchases from the same place. They literally block that purchase request. And so it kind of puts me in a bad spot. I think I found the workaround, called the bank. I said, hey, whitelist this, my vendor, which is where I'll be purchasing all my items from. And and put a couple other things in place to try to prevent that, and I should be hearing back from them shortly. But there's been a lot of things with that. Of course, transitioning, migrating from one team to the next, that's been challenging. That's been hard, because what does that mean? That means you have to start from zero and you have to work your way back up. You can't literally have the same products that you were doing before. Why? Because you can't verify that they're going to make profits, because the last service provider did not check that. They did not verify that everything was going to be profitable. And so with that, the past month and a half, we've been up and rolling with this new service provider, and they're doing an outstanding job. They send out reports every month. Every, I think, week, they send you out your update of what's going on in your store. And the communication between us and them is really good. But also, when there is an issue, or when there is anything that you need to be adjusted, like, hey, use this card instead of this card to purchase items because the bank's blocking this one and I'm trying to fix that, right? They actually do what you ask them to do. The other service provider, I would say, hey, this is going on. The English is really bad. The customers aren't understand what is being what's being said to them from the virtual assistant. And so they're like, yeah, we're working on it. And then 3 weeks later, nothing would happen. And so it was very frustrating. I would send like 12 emails and get no response. But the service provider I'm with now, they respond within 24 hours, if not less. Usually it's like a couple hours. Certain days are off, all that varies. But with it, I still think that we're on par to be able to make all money back before the 12-month mark. Now, will we be at 100,000 per month? Not in 9 months, but maybe 12. So that is what the goal is. We're shooting for that. Of course, we're going to scale to 100,000 per month as quickly as possible. We have payability in our corner that we can use to get our store up there. And, we're just going to scale it as fast as possible and then try to sustain that 100,000 every single month until we get more funding, and then we can grow to like 200,000 a month. So with that, that is what we're doing. And I'm going to jump right in to the amount of items that we have, because the growth from last week to this week is insane. So right now, my items that I have in my store currently is 237 items. I think last week it was like right around the 200 item mark. And so 237 items, insane. 224 of those items are active, which means they're probably still working on the other 15 items to get active, or 14 items, whatever that math equates to, maybe 13. 13 items. So they're probably working on getting those active now, and just making sure that there's enough in stock and everything's good on that end. So with that, a big update that I have, right? And the reason why I said reach out to me a specific way is because I want to be able to answer any questions you have. And if you are very interested and you want more information, I want you to be able to go through the proper channels so that I can give you the best information that I can right now. So in mid-March, right, we're going to have some type of onboarding system in place to take on new clients. Right now, we're kind of in a not a standstill, but a very slow process of being able to bring more people into the system, which is fine. But it's frustrating, because it's like, hey, this is what I'm doing, but you guys can't do it, and so the benefit is not there for you if you can't set up an Amazon store for yourself and have it making passive income in the background. Of course, if you are serious about getting started, definitely understand that either one, you're gonna have to pay out of pocket. The cost is $30,000 to get started, or two, you're gonna have to use a credit option. With that credit option, we do have in-house funding that may be able to help you fund your store and get you up and running, which is the goal. So with all that, when you first get started, it takes about 30 to 60 days to get everything, to get your LLC, which they will form for you, to get your reseller licenses or certificates, and also to get what is it? Your Amazon seller account set up and the permissions, set up the correct way. And then after that, then they actually start using, start adding items to your store. And then the first 90 days is your probationary period. That's where things have to grow slowly. Amazon's monitoring what's going on. They're very, very in depth on their review of what's happening. And if anything bad happens, they're more inclined to suspend you or to kick you off of their platform, because they only want trusted and high quality service providers being the sellers on Amazon. So with that being said, after that, you can scale up. Of course, you have tier 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna go over those real quick. Tier 1 is $0 to $10,000 is what you're selling through your store. Once you hit 80% of that, so 8,000, then you're offered 2 months in a row. Then you're given an opportunity to increase to tier 2, which is $10,000 to $25,000 in a month. If you hit 80% of that for 2 months in a row, then they give you the opportunity to increase to tier 3, which is $25,000 to $50,000 in 1 month, and then so on and so forth, 80% 2 months in a row. Or if you want to grow more, if you're able to get funding through like Payability or other third-party companies or whoever, right? If you want to grow even faster, then you'd be like, hey, yes, I have the funding available. I would like to scale it up to, tier 4 or tier 5, right? And so with tier 4, that is $50,000 to $100,000. 80% of that, of course, is what? It's $80,000. For 2 months, you can go up to tier 5, which is $100,000 plus per month. And so those are the goals, those are your targets, and that is what you're striving to achieve. Now, if you only want your store to do $50,000 every month because that's the only amount of capital that you have, that's perfectly fine. You literally can do that. You can, make the 10% or more depending on, how much profits you make. But baseline, you're going to make 10% because there's an automated software in the background that monitors and tracks everything and makes sure everything is producing at least 10%, or they will pull the item out of your store and not have you sell it or put it as inactive. So with that, it's just like super exciting to know that now you have full control. If you don't want to be at 100,000 because you can't fund a $100,000 a month store, then you can have a $25,000 a month store or a $50,000 a month store or whatever you want. Let's say it's 5 or 10, that's all you want to do. And that's what you're doing. You're making, whatever profit it is that you're making. So you have pretty much full control of how much you want to grow. If you want to go up to 500,000 a month, if that's, something that you can fund, of course, the funding has to be there for you to do it. But if you wanted to, you could. So it gives you a lot more flexibility and it gives you a lot more leverage to be able to choose where you want to go. And so with that, coming up mid-March, we're going to have more information. We're going to have a nice game plan of how we're going to take on more clients than just the few or two that I will personally bring in to this amazing Amazon automated service that literally allows me to have complete passive income coming in without having to technically leave my job or stop doing the things that I am passionate about. So with that, I'm super excited, guys. I said within the next 1 to 3 months, about a month ago, right? Big things were going to be happening. Big things are happening now, and we're only 1 month in. Just wait until the next 2 months go by and wait to see the growth that we have. Definitely follow us on this journey. We love and appreciate you guys. As always, if you think this video is awesome or you found value from it, drop a like down below. If you else will find value from it, share it, because of course it always makes me smile like I am right now. As always, guys, let's go out there. Let's revive our lives together. Let's get it done. And until the next video, have a good one.